Next, applications of geothermal energy, like the solar energy. Here also there are so many applications are there. In that, few applications are space heating, air conditioning, drying, greenhouses, hot water, aquaculture, melting snow. I will show you few examples. Snow melting. So in cold countries, we know snow is falling in cold countries. That will create a big problem to transportations, etc, etc. So to melt that snow, we will use this geothermal energy. Next, aquaculture, space heating and cooling applications, greenhouses. So these are the few applications. Next, advantages of geothermal energy. In that first one, homegrown energy is nothing but domestic uses, nothing but space heating and cooling are different types of domestic house needs. We can use this energy. Next, good alternative to fossil fuels. So we know present we are using so much of fossil fuels and we are dependent more than 70% on fossil fuels, but in the coming years the fossil fuels are available in nature is going to reduce. At the same time, the price of the fossil fuels is increasing day by day, so that's why we need an alternative. So that's why we are concentrating on renewable energy sources. In that, geothermal energy is one of the good alternative to fossil fuels, we can say. Next, less gaseous emissions. So by this process we can generate very less emissions. The main emission generated by the use of geothermal energy is H2S. So H2S, I think all of you know and smelled, experienced you in chemistry laboratories. H2S will create a bad smell like egg. Okay. Next, low maintenance, save energy up to 50% in comparison to conventional systems. Next, independent of weather. So like solar energy, like wind energy, this is not depend on weather conditions, because heat from the we will get heat from the earth's inner surface. So that's why no need of concentrating or no need of depending on weather conditions. Next, it is a sustainable source of energy. Next, disadvantages. So anything on the earth having advantages at the same time disadvantages. I already said to you, there is nothing 100% pure on the earth. So each and everything have some advantages, at the same time some disadvantages. So first disadvantage, not widespread source of energy. So next, high installation costs. Next, can run out of steam, may release harmful gases. Actually I said na, in advantages, less emissions. Here that is an disadvantages. In advantages, less emissions. In disadvantages, in that emissions less, that will causes harmful. Next, transportation, earthquakes, also a disadvantages of this geothermal energy. Next, prospects of geothermal energy in India. So as I already discussed with you, in India the non-renewable energies more than 50% or more than 60% we are depend on wind energy. Next, second, solar energy. So like the same way, geothermal energy is used 6.5% of electricity generation in the world. So India can play an important role in the coming years in the direction. So there is not sorry, in India it is going to be established and there is going on research work next. But coming years we can effectively use geothermal energy. So Geological Survey of India is a government organization has identified above 340 geothermal hot springs in the country. So most of them are in the low surface temperature range from 37 degrees to 90 degrees centigrade, which is suitable for direct heat applications. So without changing or without conversion of heat, we can use direct geothermal energy into few applications. So like that, the surface temperature is needs 37 degrees to 90 degrees centigrade. Okay, next. So some of the areas in the India is grouped into 7 geothermal provinces. I will show you here. The green color contains the geothermal energy provinces. So in that, Himalayan, next Sahara Valley, Cambay Basin, Sun Narmada, Tapi, Lineament Belt, West Coast, Godavari Basin and Mahanandi Basin. So these are the few areas in India identified by the Geological Survey of India. So a new location of geothermal power energy has also been found in Tattapani in Chhattisgarh. Gujarat is set to tap geothermal electricity through resources which are available in Cambay between Narmada and Tapi river. So our India's first geothermal plant to come up in Chhattisgarh, so NTPC, so National Thermal Power Corporation, has already started exploratory and preparatory work in this area. It has also started talks with oil and natural gas group and international organizations for drilling operation. So this is about our geothermal energy usage in India. So this green colors indicates the locations of geothermal energy identified locations in India. So this is geothermal facts about overall world. So biggest producers of geothermal energy in the world is nothing but first one, Italy, Mexico, Philippines, Japan, USA, Indonesia, New Zealand, Iceland. These are the main countries which are using effectively geothermal energy. And if you observe all these countries are cold countries, so surface temperature is less. So these places are very suitable for using geothermal energy. Next, the United States generates 3,386 megawatts of geothermal electricity. The largest group of geothermal power plants located at the Geysers, California. Next, the Philippines, which generates 23% of its electricity from geothermal energy. It is the world's second biggest producers behind the US. So the Philippines is the second biggest country which is generates 23% of electricity from geothermal energy. Next, the first geothermal power station was built at Landrello in Italy, and the second was at Wairkei in New Zealand. So first geothermal power plant was built in Italy country. Next in Iceland, 86% of their space heating uses geothermal energy, and 16% of their electricity generation uses geothermal energy. This is the overall view of world. So, so thank you. If you have any doubts, please raise your doubts through WhatsApp. I will clarify you. No problem. Please stay home, stay safe. Thank you.